Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be covering a Crack Me challenge. This one is known called JayC's Simple Passcode. It's pretty recent from the time of this recording. It's recorded in July. So this is a if you're not familiar with Crackmes, they are reverse engineering challenges that are designed to increase your knowledge and skill set in reverse engineering. So this one is written in .NET, probably C#, or yeah, probably C#. Difficulty is 2.1, so it's like that's probably like an in-between, like in medium, sort of like medium easy in between there. And the architecture is x86-64, and its platform is Windows. So we're going to be taking a shot at this. The file is called Crackmes.one. Now, when you're doing reverse engineering, messing around with executables, you know, you're going to be running stuff. You definitely want to do this in a virtual environment, which is why I've got a Windows. I've got the Mandiant. There's a Mandiant like virtual OS system set up for Windows. You can set up that's designed for reverse engineering, yeah, so we're going to be, so we know it's .NET, so we can use a tool called DNSpy. So DNSpy, the original project was discontinued, but there's a continuation called DNSpy X. So this is the tool you want to download and put on your virtual machine if you haven't already. It is a, yeah, it's a .NET debugger and assembly editor. Yeah. So that being said, let's start up DNSpy in our virtual machine. And what we're going to do is we're going to open the executable Crackmes.one. We're going to open, and yeah, so right off the bat we can see the target framework is 4.8, and we have a imported DLL here. It's using MS Core lib. If we go into Crackmes, we have the PE structure, which contains information about the actual PE file, including all the different sections and where they are in virtual memory. And then we have references, which contains, you know, again, there's MS Core lib, so that's a DLL it uses. And then here we have let's go into the executable, and let's go to the main function. Okay, so inside of main, there's some stuff happening. Actually, before we do that, let's actually just run the program, and let's don't have any breaks, and let's just see what it does. So it's asking me to press, please enter the key to continue. Okay, so if I type in 1, 2, 3, 4, it's going to say wrong. If I press any key and enter, it'll just exit. Okay, so not much to see there. So the main function here, we have an so we're establishing an executable and we're retrieving the key. So that's kind of interesting. So let's go into retrieve key. Now in here, we're initializing a byte array, and we're also using a random number generator, and we are storing this random number inside of the byte array. Okay. So now we're setting an environment variable called key, and it looks like we're taking the array that has that RNG, has that random number, and we're replacing all the dashes with nothing. Okay, interesting. And now what we're doing is, it looks like we're doing the same thing and we're calling it key 2. Okay, interesting. We'll see a little bit further on down here why we're doing this. So now we're setting the environment variables as a string. There's key 1 and key 2, which for right now should be the same if it's running. Okay, and now we're initializing a SHA-256 instance, and what we're doing is we're taking the first key and we're basically getting the hash, the SHA-256 hash of that. And then what we're doing is we are computing the hash of key 2, which should be the same as key 1, or key, and we are replacing the primary key with the dashes with nothing, and then we are in text 2, we're taking the array 2, which should be the key 2, replacing all the dashes with nothing, and then we're checking to see if text and text 2 are the same or not, because and remember, this is basically key 1, key 2, key and key 2. If they're not the same, then it'll just automatically exit, and if not, then it stores it. It keeps those values. Now, the reason why I think this is in here is to prevent any modification of the key. It's a very, very simple way of doing that, but I think that's the intention behind that. Yeah, so it looks like the key should be right here. So that's probably what we need. So what we're going to do is we're going to start again, and we're actually going to break at the entry point. Okay? And so now we're in main. So let's actually go ahead and step over again. Okay, and now this method we're actually going to step into to follow that flow of execution. And we're initializing the byte array. We're going to step over that. There's the RNG, step over that. Getting the bytes, step over that. Okay, and now we're setting the key. Okay, and so as you can see, here is our key. And let's actually copy this down. So let's copy this. And let's open up a notepad, and we're going to paste that in there. So that's key 1. Now if we step over this and we go to, is there a way to view key 2? Doesn't seem to be here. Interesting, okay. Yeah, so, okay. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Okay, environment variable is this, and the environment variable 2 is the same thing. So, yeah, so we are, the purpose is to see whether they are modified or not. So let's skip down here, and we're going to say if text does not equal text 2, then exit. But it's not going to exit because text 2 is this key, and text should be the same thing, right? Because it's a SHA hash of the key. So that's fine. Now I don't think, yeah, so we need to continue on. What we're going to do now that we have the actual key is we're just going to press continue and let it run until it prompts us to enter the key. So now what we're going to do is we're going to copy this key, and we're going to paste that in, press enter, and it says congrats, you got the passcode. So we press enter and it quits. Yeah, so that's basically it. That was a pretty easy crack me. Um, you know, so yeah, hopefully this helps you, and hopefully maybe I'll do some more crack me's in the future if you guys want to see that. So yep, see you later.